And who knows if this thing is going to start. Alright guys, welcome back. Had a bit of setback here, so we've got the engine. As you can see here, it's almost up where it needs to be. It's probably 12 inches maybe away from getting fully bolted in. You can see here, we're at the here is the point out, this is the engine mounting bolt, and this is the engine harness. As you can see there, we've gotten this close. Now, what happened was, I kind of discounted how difficult the clutch slave cylinder was going to be to install. That's what happened. So let's go take a look at that. All right, so clutch slave cylinder is actually up above on the top of the transmission. And before I wanted to continue putting this all the way up into the compartment, I'm going to show you here. What you're looking at here is the transmission, the bottom of it. And this up here so that you can see the clutch slave cylinder. Yeah, that's it right there with a half a bolt in there. I don't even know if that's cross-threaded or not, but putting the only thing you can get in there is one hand when this is up that close. So it's up far enough that I figured I could just one-hand it, push it in there, get the bolts in. You know, it's 2 bolts. It did not work out that way. The spring on that slave cylinder is just too taut to press in with one hand. Tried to bleed the fluid out so that I could push it in, and I got it, you know, pretty close, but just would not. I just can't get the last bit of it in. I was trying to avoid having to bleed it, so I just left it attached and thought it would be fine, but I'm gonna have to take it off and lower the whole engine back down again. Luckily, I didn't get any bolts really, except for the back of the transmission. So lowering it's kind of a pain, but at least it's in the good position. So that's the trouble I got myself into. Gonna lower the engine back down, but at least I didn't get the engine all fully hooked up and started and then had to lower it. That would have been terrible. So, yeah, a lot of work. All right, well, we'll get back to it. I lost a couple hours. But clearly I was trying to fight with that, trying to do that one-handed yesterday. Like 2 hours, just trying to fudge that thing into the hole. Clearly I stripped or cross-threaded the top bolt. I don't have a thread chase, so I'm inclined to just leave it. I know that's like taboo, and maybe YouTube will ban me for that, but I'm gonna leave that strip bolt in there like that. It's tight. Slave cylinder is not going anywhere. The other bolt might work itself out, and I don't know, but there's nothing I can really do about that cross-threaded bolt right now. I tried. I think the majority of the force is against the sides of the bolt, not outward pressure, but I don't know. We'll find out if that's a huge mistake later on. Could be. Really, in terms of the whole project, that cross-threaded bolt is probably the worst mistake I made. But so knock on wood that's as bad as it got. So now there's nothing stopping me from jacking the engine up. I have to get the engine just a little bit higher to get the clutch pressure line back onto the housing. Because for whatever reason, they have a spiral there, but it's upside down. So it doesn't actually help when the transmission is down on the ground there. So we're going to drag the transmission and the engine back up again to where it was and reattach that line and hopefully get this fully seated into the car tonight. Don't know if we'll get it started, but we'll at least get all the major bolts on the engine and transmission, get it hooked up to the car. All right, here we go. The engine is in. That clutch was a bastard, but the engine is bolted up. I gotta bleed the clutch still. Clutch situation is still not totally resolved, but it's resolvable using a pressure bleeder. Gotta put the AC in. Once the AC is in, I can put the serpentine belt on. And who knows if this thing is gonna start. I do not want to pull this back out again if it doesn't start, but I don't even want to think about that. So fingers crossed it'll start up. I haven't seen anything indicating that it won't, but I've been wrong about that before. So filling of the antifreeze, oil, electrical connections, then we can hook up the battery and put the key in the ignition. So it's a big step. And man, I feel tired. There's so many hours putting this together and putting it back in the engine. But it's in. That's at least an accomplishment. Let me start filling this with oil. It'd be nice to get some oil in the engine. It's probably thirsty after these many months of being all over the country and getting various things done to it. All right, cheers, buddy. I hope you like what was done. All right, I don't know about this, but the time has come for putting in the earbox. I'm trying to think if there's anything left for me to do here. I figure we at least crank it over, see what happens, get some gas in there. I'm not going to run it for very long, I don't think. but we're gonna try and get it started. So let me put the airbox in and could be anticlimactic. Yeah. We'll give it a shot. Gets it neutral. Yeah. I haven't done this in a while. Woo! I didn't think it would start that quick. Wow. Wow, okay. I'm just gonna try that again and see what happens. I want that oil pressure to get up is the problem. So. Alright. Why it's revving so high. But the oil pressure got up there. Maybe I'll let it run for a minute. No leaks so far. It's a little rough at idle. I don't know if that's just an oil pressure thing or, you know, what exactly that is, but I didn't expect it to start in the first try, to be honest. So, oil pressure went up. As far as I can see, sucked down some of the coolant. Everything looks okay. Alright, it did throw some fault codes. Random cylinder misfire. Cylinder 4 misfire detected. So we'll have to check that out. I don't know what's up with cylinder 4. Maybe the spark pack isn't working properly. But it fires up, it runs, but damn, it ran. That was surprising. All right. Well, thanks guys for hanging in. We'll get more details on the rough idle and continue on with the adventure. Whew. All right.